Let's jump into the word. We're going to read Psalms chapter 4, just a few verses, nothing long. Just a few verses. Psalm chapter 4. Hear me when I call, O my God, of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O ye sons of men, how long will he turn my glory into shame? How long will he love vanity and seek other leasing? Selah. But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. I like that. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in time that their corn and their wine increased. Yet at last I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. And the word of the Lord is blessed. I will lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. He only makes you dwell in safety. He only makes you dwell in safety and security. All right. So today, we're going to talk about storage capacity. Storage capacity. I hope as we talk this afternoon about storage capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. When we think about capacity, we think about things being limited or in a restricted way. And we think about things can only be at a capped level, right? Can only be at a capped level. And we think, thanks, we think that only there's a limit, God only deals with a capacity level or a capacity within himself or within what he does or what he doesn't do. But today, we're going to talk about storage capacity. Storage capacity. Just, say it to yourself, say it to each other, say it to whoever is in the room or around you, storage capacity. Now, when it comes to storage, what we like to do, we like to throw everything into storage, even the old stuff, even the stuff that we've had since we were 5 years old, even things that we don't use, even things that we don't remember, even things that are out, not necessarily outdated, but they're valuable to us. We store away things that don't make sense for where we are now. I like that. It doesn't make sense for where we are now. It doesn't fit where we are now. So those baby clothes when you were 2 and you in your 30s, 40s, it don't make no sense. You still holding on to them and you're going to say you're going to give them to your child and your child is 19. Doesn't make sense. Oh, doesn't make sense holding on to things that don't fit things that you've outgrown, them shoes that you had on 4 years ago that you know don't fit, squeeze them toes, you need to throw them away. Storage capacity, because you need to make room for something else, right? You need to make room for something else. You need to make room for something else. And when it comes to storage capacity, within our capacity, there's always a limit. When you go to those storage facilities, they charge you, I guess, based on the room, the size, and the depth, and all that sort of stuff. And also, is it in a climate controlled area or is it not? Right. So when you go to those leasing agencies to store stuff, or in your home, or in the back your garage or crawl space or whatever, you maximize the space as best as possible. Because what you want to save is not necessarily going to fit the space you want to save it in, right? What you want to save and what you want to hold on to is not going to fit the space that you have available. So you have to do some consolidating, needs versus wants, and what you need versus what you want, what you need versus what you want. And you have to decide, well, do I need this or do I want this? And unfortunately, our wants supersedes our needs, because if our needs superseded our wants, then you'd have more space to fill in your capacity that's been given to you. So what we like to do, we like to be, well, I've had this long. Well, I'm not really using this too much. Let me throw this out. Or I'm not really using this at all. Let me throw this out. But I want to keep it still because I like how it looks. I spent X amount of money on it. It's only been 15 years. And I want to keep it. I want to keep it because it brings back good memories, or it brings back a certain memory. And it makes me feel a certain way when I see it, when I touch it. However, some things that we hold on to or hold back gives us a certain type of memory. That's why we hold on to it for so long. But in reality, it's taking up space. I hope y'all are hearing. It's really taking up space. The things that we should have thrown out years ago, should have let go, it's taking up space because we want to fill in the capacity of our space that we have been given. And because we want to do that, we compromise and finagle the space that we are given. We wanted to make it fit as best as possible. We want to make it fit as necessary as possible because we want to hold on to that thing or that item or those shoes or those clothes or those jeans or that suit or that outfit, knowing it don't fit you because it's only 3 sizes smaller, and you think you're having a high school flashback, and yet you are on your second to third child. Not to say you don't have the capability of fitting it, but it doesn't fit where you are anymore. And it's not where you need to be anymore because that has passed and you are where you are now. So what we do is we compromise, we want things to fit where we want it to fit. But when you have no choice but to let go of some things, especially if you move to a smaller house or apartment, you have no choice but to consolidate and decide what you're going to keep, what you're going to throw out, what is going to stay, what's going to go. Are those baby clothes and your child is 19 years old going to stay? Or are they going to be donated or however you want to handle that? So when it comes to storage capacity, you have to make sure you have the space to fill in what you need. But the scripture in Psalms 1 really kind of helps us out in an essence, because it says, hear me when I call, O God, of my righteousness. Now, this statement is an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. It's the opposite. It really is opposite. The oxymoron is the opposite. It's not what you hoped it would mean, but it is what is meant to be depending on what you're going through. So it says, thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress, or thou hast enlarged me in distress. All right, you got the italics, but thou has enlarged me in distress. Just how can I be enlarged and be in distress? How can God enlarge me? How can he fill me and make me bigger when I'm in distress? That doesn't make sense. That's an oxymoron. It's the opposite of reality, and it's the opposite of what I'm facing right now. It's the opposite of what I'm dealing with right now. It's the opposite of how I'm dealing with this mentally right now. It's the opposite of what my paycheck is saying. It's the opposite of what's going on in my home. It's the opposite of what's going on at work. It's the opposite of what's going on inside. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress, or thou hast enlarged me in distress. How can I be enlarged in my distress? How can I be expanded in my distress? How can I be going through what I'm going through and be enlarged? How can my capacity get bigger and I'm going through what I'm going through? And how can I be who I am under the stress that I'm going through, but God enlarged me? How can you look at me and tell me, God, that I'm growing in you, but I'm always crying and I'm always sad and I don't want to eat and I don't want to drink and I don't want to go outside and I don't want to go to work and I don't want to go to church. I don't want to deal with nobody, but you're telling me, you're enlarging me in distress, in my distress. You're enlarging me because of what you're pushing me into. And oh, wait, hold up. Stop for a minute. That word distress, it has a couple of layers to it. It has a couple of layers to it. It means narrow or tight place, a small place. It also means tribulation and trouble. So when I'm talking about my distress, you're talking about I'm in a tight place, between a rock and a hard place, as we like to say. I'm going through some sorrow, I'm going through some tribulation, and I'm dealing with some trouble right now. So God, I'm going through some adversity right now. I'm going through some oppression right now. So in this, God, how are you enlarging me? How are you making me bigger in this tight cramp? Matter of fact, it also means cramp or to be cramped. I'm in a cramped, tight spot. Things are not good. Things haven't been good for a while. Things have been chaotic for a minute. Things have been stressful for a season. But yet, God, you're enlarging me. You're making me bigger. I feel like the walls are closing in. I feel I'm starting to hyperventilate because I don't know which way to turn. I don't know which direction I'm going to go to but you are enlarging me in my tight place, in my oppression, in my distress, in my trouble, in this spot. You're enlarging me. You're making me, but God, I don't feel bigger. When I look in the mirror, I see the same person that I saw 4 hours ago, and the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. And I don't feel good in this moment of enlargement. I don't feel myself in this place of enlargement. I don't want to be enlarged, God. I don't want to be enlarged. I want to get through this. I want to get through this. I want to get over this. I want to get through this and be done. I don't want to be expanded. I don't want to be in this tight spot. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder, what's coming next and what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't want to go through that, God. I don't. I've been crying to you. I've been praying to you. I've been asking for you. I've been fasting. I've been looking to the hills. I've been doing everything I'm supposed to do, but I'm still in this tight spot. I'm still oppressed. I'm still depressed. I'm still hanging on by a thread. I'm still wanting to run away. Matter of fact, I have my to-go bag at the door. I don't know what's going to happen with these kids if I should run away, but we're going to have to figure something out. Maybe I'll drop them off and keep running. I'm not sure. But I don't feel in my position, God, that you're enlarging me. I don't feel in my position, God, that you are still hearing me when I cry to you. You are the God of my righteousness, and you are the God of my strength. You are God of my safety. You're the God of my security. You're the God of my glory. You're the God of my praise. You're the God of my salvation. You're the God of my deliverance. You're the God of all gods. You are the King of kings. And God, you're the Lord of lords. But in this very moment, I don't feel good. In this very moment, I don't sound good. In this moment, I don't even look good, God. So how are you enlarging me? How are you expanding me in my distress? How, first of all, why are you expanding me in my distress? And why are you taking this time in my life to allow me to go through this? Allow me to go through this. You're allowing me to go through this. Why are you, God, allowing me to go through this? Why? Why are you allowing me to go through this? Why are you allowing me to be in a tight place? Why are you allowing me to not want to go on? Why are you allowing me not wanting to go forward? But God does have an answer. 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 Because, wait, hold up. Because of who you are and what you have been purposed to do, and because the assignment that has been given to you on your life and in your life, you have to go through the distress and be enlarged to handle the call that you're under. Okay. You have to be in that tight place to know how it feels when you're only by yourself and the crowd walks away and may pat you on your back and may celebrate you for a season, but yet turn and say, well, you did it before, maybe you can't do it again. And they because of the assignment on your life and the purpose that's in your heart, and because of the purpose of your God in your life, you have to go through this distress to be enlarged. Okay. But God, I didn't ask. No, no. The fact that you said yes automatically enlisted you into the progressive purpose progression. I know I kind of played on that a little bit. But because you said yes, you are now enlisted in the department of purpose. Because you said yes, you are now enlisted in an assignment within your purpose. Okay, God. So even though it's not a purposeful season, yet it's attached to your purpose that you're going to need later on in life. Wait. I'm going to prove it to you in a second. You remember when we were in school? You remember when we were in school and we had arts and crafts and stuff like that and whatever else? How did arts and crafts help us in our daily life? How does arts and crafts help us? Oh God, thank you. How does arts and crafts help us even as adults today? I'm gonna show you. And one of the things that it's God's it helps you be creative in your expression. It helps you be creative with your expression. Sometimes you got solid colors, and sometimes you got watercolors, and sometimes you got little sprinkles, and sometimes you got some stars, and sometimes you got some fire going on, and you got different things on the poster. But when you when you put it all together, it tells a story. When you put it all on the paper, all on the poster, it all tells a story. It may not be as those who are in in the Museum of Arts and Natural History and Science and all that, but your picture tells a story. The colors tell a story. And if you remember, okay, God, if you remember, don't you remember those pictures that you can draw the line to number 1 and number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and number 5 and number 6 and number 7 and number 8 and when you looked at it, it was nothing but numbers. When you looked at the paper, it was nothing but numbers. When you looked at the paper, it was nothing but numbers. But when you got your pencil or your crayon and you begin to match the numbers, every number told a story. Every number connected to another number, and every number told a story. So when you got to number 10, the picture, though not clear, started to tell a story. And when you got to number 27, and you started to connect the dots, there it is, you began to see the outcome of what was connecting in your story. You have to realize that God sometimes gives you a blank canvas or blank paper with just some numbers. But your job, our job, is to connect the dots, connect the numbers from 1 to whatever the last number is. And when you are done connecting all the numbers together, and you sit back and you look at the picture, it tells a story. It tells a story. I can't speak of your story, and you won't be able to speak of my story. So the individual story that you have, it speaks for itself. But whatever the story is, God needs to let you know, I've been connecting the dots from the beginning. I've been putting the pieces together from the beginning. And some numbers may be way left, and some numbers may be way right, but it's connected to the story. It's connected to what you're going to see it is at the end. It's connected to how it's going to look when you sit back. It's going to connect how it looks when you look at it from a different point of view. It's going to look different when you look at it from a different point of view. And then, though it may be in black and white and the numbers give you a face and the numbers give you a hand, and the numbers give you an arm and the numbers give you a leg and the numbers give you a head and the numbers give you a body. And yet the numbers can give you the stars, yes, God. And yet the numbers can give you the sun. And yet the numbers can give you the whole picture. You need to look at it in the point of view that God is connecting everything. And you say, I'm in my distress. I'm in my calamity. I'm in my feelings, God. But God needs you to know, even in your tight spot, I'm there, connecting everything. I'm putting it all together. I'm connecting the dots. I'm connecting the numbers. So when you come out of this, and when you've come out of this, you'll be able to look back and see and realize that I put it together. The numbers didn't look right. The numbers were from one place to another. But when you put it all together, there's a song that says, we'll understand it together by and by, right? So you need to understand that there's a day coming that when you'll sit back and look at the entire story, look back at what you've accomplished, look back at what God has done, look back at the story that's in front of you. You'll then begin to color it in, bring some life to it, bring something to it that makes sense to you. Bring something to it that let you know that God was a part of this from the beginning. That God was a part of this from the beginning. And you need to understand your story. Wait, my storage is empty. And now I'm available to you. Wait, how does that make sense? Because you have to let go to let God enlarge you. Stop holding on to the things that are holding you back. Stop holding on to the things that need to be thrown out. Stop holding on to the things that's stopping you from growing. Stop holding on to the people that's holding you back. Stop holding on to the things that are not allowing you to move. I know you're in your distress, and I know you're going through, and I know you're facing, and I know you're dealing with, but God said in his word, thou hast enlarged me in distress. He has enlarged you even when your tears are flowing. He's enlarged you even when you want to give up. He's enlarged you even when you did not want to say yes. He's enlarged you even when you did not want to be bothered. He's enlarged you. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like I'm enlarged. But think about the weight of the stuff you've been dealing with. Think about the weight of the things that have been put on you. Think about the weight of the things that you've been going through. Think about the weight about the things that you have to lift every day. Think about the weight of the things that you've been facing every day. You think you haven't been enlarged just because you don't see the capacity expand within you. God has allowed some things to fall on you, fall in you, and he's allowing you to be enlarged. He's allowing you to get bigger. He's enlarging you. He's enlarging your territory. He's enlarging your spirit. He gives gifts without measure. God gives gifts without measure. God gives gifts without measure. So why do you think God is allowing you to be enlarged? Why do you think God is saying, I know you in that tight spot. I know you struggling. I know you facing that difficulty. I know everyone's against you. I know they're talking about you. I know they're having counsel about you. I know they're sitting down in this very moment and saying, this, that, and the third about you. But let God arise and let his enemies be scattered. You need to understand. You need to understand that God is expanding you. God is pushing you. God is expanding your territory. God is expanding your spirit, man. God is saying, I need you to get bigger because the assignment that's ahead, I need you to handle the weight of what's coming. I need you to handle the capacity. That means space. You need to make space for what you're entering. You need to make space for where you are. You need to throw away the stuff that you don't need anymore. Throw away the things that are holding you back. You keep holding on to the people, places, and things that are holding you back. It's time. It's time. What makes you think God didn't allow you to slip into your distress? For you to do inventory about what's holding you back, who's holding you back, why it's holding you back, so he can enlarge you. He gives gifts without measure. He gives gifts without measure. Storage capacity. I believe it was Tasha Cobbs that sings, fill me up till I want no more. I want to run over. Wait. I got another one for you. Wait. I got, wait. Thou preparest a table. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup, my cup, my cup runneth, my cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. It overflows. It's full to the point that there's no more room for. My cup is in abundance because of the overflow. My cup is in abundance because of the overflow. My cup is in abundance because of the. My cup is in abundance because of the overflow. The reason why people hang around with you sometimes because they see the overflow. The only reason why people talk to you is because they see the overflow. Every time you take a step, they see the wet spot that you leave behind. They leave the footprint that's saturated in the overflow. That's why people still hold on to you, because each step I take, I know that he will guide me to higher ground he ever leads me on. Until someday, the last step will be taken. All right. But every time you take a step, you leave a print, a footprint of the overflow. Every time you take a step, you leave a footprint of the overflow. Oh God, I can't. Every time you take a step, you leave a footprint of the overflow. And you need to understand that you are in abundance. because God is enlarging you, because God is keeping you. In my distress, he will kindly will help me. Wait, wait. I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, he kindly will help me. He ever loves, he ever loves and cares for his own. What? I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus, I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus, I must tell Jesus, Jesus can help me. Because in my distress, he will kindly will help me. He ever loves, I'm sorry, y'all, and cares for his own. But even though he loves and it's in addition to he caring and loving me, he enlarges me. In addition to his loving and caring, he enlarges me in my distress. I'm not, I, what, what you need to do is make your distress a happy place. What you need to do is make your distress a happy place. What you need to do is make your distress a happy place. And I know it's better said than done, and I know it's not always accommodating, but if he's giving me a word that he's gonna enlarge me in my distress, I need to flip it and make it work for me. I need to flip it and make it work for me. Instead of me crying all the time and being sad all the time and me brokenhearted all the time, I need to flip it. I need to flip it. And in my distress, I need to find a happy place. Wait. For he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall, you know it. But not only that, you have to realize in the secret place, he shall hide me. You need to understand your enlargement also is conducive to the depth of your distress. Some people have some stuff they're going through. They got everybody, listen, everybody that walks this earth got something going on. I don't care how rich or not you are. Everybody got something going on. Whether it's family, marital, children, personal, financial, whatever old you want to put out there, someone got something going on. So and even those who are always happy got something going on. But what we need to do is look for the enlargement. Look for the fruits of our enlargement. Look, matter of fact, wait. I know this doesn't make sense, and this is even an oxymoron statement. We should look for trouble. No. When trouble finds us, we should get happy. Why? Because that means expansion is coming. We should get excited when we're going through. Why? Because enlargement is coming. You always praying about God give you strength and God take me to the next level, and God, I want to be this and I want to be that and I want to be more. God is saying what you need to do is when trouble comes your way, don't get sad, rejoice. Because that means promotion, enlargement, and growth is on its way. Wait, how does it make sense when there's torrential rain and a flower begins to grow? How does it make sense when there's torrential rain and grass begins to grow? How does it make sense When you have a tree that you just planted and there's torrential rain and the tree begins to grow, because you just can't have sun all the time, the rain must come and participate in its growth. The rain must participate. Oh God, I like that. In your growth. The sunny days are good. The sunny days are pleasant. But the cloudy days and those rainy days are necessary participants in your growth. So when you get caught in the rain and when you have a cloudy day, that should be a sign that better days are ahead. Better days are ahead. And the reason why better days are ahead, because enlargement is attached to my cloudy days. Enlargement is attached to my rainy days. Enlargement is attached to my tight places. And enlargement is attached to my distressed places. So you need to just keep praying. Keep trusting God. Keep believing God. Keep looking to the hills from whence cometh your help. Why? Because your help cometh from the Lord, who is the maker. Wait, hold up. Can I prove to you, even in your distress, God enlarges you? We don't need to go but much further than the next book of Job. Because when he lost his children, the devil went to the sons of God and went twice and said, you can take everything, but you can't touch Job. You can't kill him. You can touch him, but you can't kill him. The first time he went, the devil went, took his children and his cattle and his livestock. Second time, he was afflicted personally. His friends and his wife didn't give him encouraging news. But there was a day that was coming that he prayed for his friends and everything flipped, switched. And God began to bless thereafter. And he didn't just give them the same number, he gave them more beautiful children than the ones before. The same wife that told him to curse God and die delivered more fair-looking children than the first group of them. His cattle was even greater than the first group of them. So you can imagine his enlargement in his distress. His storage capacity. Job had storage capacity. He was big before, but he was even greater the second time around. His storage capacity was endless. His storage capacity was endless. His storage capacity grew because of his distress. His storage capacity grew because he trusted in God. His storage capacity grew because he knew he would go through it and there will be, hold up. He knew there will be an appointed time. He said, on my appointed time, my appointed time, on my Mamar moment, on my scheduled moment. Do you not know God has scheduled deliverance for you? Just like he scheduled you to be born at the time and date that you were born. He has scheduled deliverance for you. He has it on his agenda. He has it on his to-do list. God has scheduled deliverance for you. He knows the right time, the right date, at the right place to deliver you. Job said, at my appointed time. That means that was a scheduled time. That means it was a predetermined time. God was going to deliver him. God was going to give him back. God was going to bless him again. God was going to let his enemies see that he was truly a man of God. So what if it happened for Job? during his time? What makes you think God has not scheduled your deliverance? What makes you think God has not scheduled your breakthrough? What makes you think God has not scheduled your salvation? What makes you think God has not scheduled what he has planned for you? What makes you think God has not appointed a time for your recovery? What makes you not think God has not appointed a time for your healing? What makes you think God has not appointed a time for all things? For my appointed time. Are you waiting for your change to come? Are you waiting for your change to come? Are you waiting for your change to come? If you look at your watch, it may be sooner than you think. If you look on your calendar, the date may be coming up sooner than you think. Don't change your appointment date because it might be coming around the corner. It might be next week. It might be next month. It might be the next hour. It might be the next day. But God is letting you know, I have an appointed time for your change to come. I have an appointed time for your things to switch. I have an appointed time. I have an appointed time. You thought that God didn't allow you to birth your child? He knew the appointed time of your delivery. He knew the appointed time of your parents' delivery. He knew the appointed time of your child's birth. But yet, oh God, even in distress, you birthed your child. Even in controversy, you birthed your child. Even when things were going crazy, you birthed your child. Even when the pandemic was going, you birthed your child. Even when there was war and rumors of war within the home and outside the home and on the block, you still birthed your child because God scheduled your deliverance. God scheduled some things and no one can change it. No one can alter the time. No one can change what God has scheduled. Storage capacity. What are you holding on that needs to be thrown out? God is saying there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. You need to do some cleaning. You need to throw out what needs to be thrown out. You need to make space and room for what God is sending your way. Matter of fact, you need to make room for what God has sent your way. That means it's so to wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. It's just like the mailman or the mail woman. Everyone gets a delivery. Every house gets visited. Thank you, God. Every house gets visited. It doesn't have to be a parcel or a package. As long as the postman stops by your house to deliver the mail, everybody. So what I need to do is I need to get excited when God stops by your house. You need to get excited when God stops by my house. So that simply means you are next. That simply means you're next. That simply means God is sending something to you next. So get excited, get happy, get joyous when your neighbor testifies and tells of the goodness of the Lord. Get happy and excited when your neighbor testifies of how God broke them through. That means you're next. If he is the mailman of deliverance, thank you. That means you're on the list to be next. You're on the list to be next. You're on the list. It may take a while to get to every house, but every person that's next online, that's next to be delivered, should be excited that he's walking by, checking the mail, checking the packages, checking the address to make sure you don't have to worry about thieves taking anything. This is God delivered. So no thief has the capacity nor capability or the know-how to steal what God is sending your way. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. God is saying to you, there's a time for everything, and you are next. Your next is now. You don't have to wait till next year. You don't have to wait for the next 5 years. You are in the time slot. You are in the frame of time for God to do some things for you because He is enlarging you in your distress and He's expanding your capacity for your next assignment. I'm done after this. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all. That's expansion. That's enlargement. That we ask or think according to the power that worketh in us. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. How much room do you have for the power that worketh in you? He's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power, the strength, the dunamis, the force, the possibilities that is in us. Storage capacity, y'all. What's your storage capacity right now? If you look on your phone sometimes, it will tell you storage running low. Then it'll tell you where most of your storage is being held at, where you need to go to cut down on your storage, on your yeah, because you got too much storage and your phone is not functioning properly. Too much videos, too much pictures, too much apps. According to the power that worketh in you. Storage capacity. Amen. 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 I pray the word of the Lord has made sense to you. I pray that it has met you at the point of your need. I pray that God has said something that you needed to hear and you've been waiting to hear. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Storage capacity. Okay. All right. If you like a copy of today's service, please send us an email at info@placegodlives.com. You can call or text us at 1-844-512-7945. Again, that's info@placegodlives.com. If you want to email us about any of our services to get a copy or prayer request, or you can call us at 1-844-512-7945. 7945. And please don't forget our Tuesday night Bible study starts at 7 o'clock. The meeting room opens at 6:30. Also on Friday nights, our discipleship classes are at 7 o'clock p.m. Meeting room opens at 6:30. And of course, our Sabbath Saturday classes, the Sabbath service, the meeting room opens at 11 a.m. and then we'll start on or about 11:30. And on the breakout room, we have our Sabbath stories starting at 11 a.m. for our youth. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media accounts at Place God Lives on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe and join our Bethel Church of God Seventh Day YouTube channel as well. And of course, you can follow me on social media at Pastor My_Davis on X, at my C-Leg, at IG, Instagram, or at Pastor_My on TikTok, or Myron Davis on Facebook. Amen. Thank you. And we pray God's blessings will be upon you. And we pray that heaven will continue to smile on you and be with you and keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him. Amen.